So with the industrial and manufacturing sectors facing the need to approach the digital transformation challenges, the pandemic has definitely accelerated the need to find solutions and for all of us keep things going. So let's shift to opportunities and go over to our panel now and see what might be there on the opportunity side of the world. I'm gonna throw it to you first, Mo.
Okay, thanks, Don. You know, because INS does both the sales and communications and peripherals, we've seen a lot of uptick in cellular activities and a lot of web-based development, so the Perspective module quite a bit. And, you know, what we've seen is that, you know, we work a lot with integrators, not just the end users. And we've seen integrators taking a big shift to having to answer solutions for mobile manufacturing and disbursement of workforces across multiple buildings. So we have integrators coming to us for the first time, dabbling in MQTT, trying to get the right infrastructures and then trying to get the right hardware and the right software solutions in place. And great deal of them are all, you know, big inductive users. We just had a customer who came to us, said, I got to move to a mobile technology solution like right away. I'm trying to figure out the pieces to do it. So it was a great opportunity for them to expand their business. And essentially we helped them take, you know, a facility that already had a large investment in inductive gateway platforms. They were running manufacturing and they were moving, extending that to a new location in a small mobile platform. And we were able to help them pick out the right edge gateway using the onboard program, kept the cost down with Ignition Edge Onboard IoT. And we helped them set up an AWS infrastructure with an MQTT distributor in the cloud. So now we're just redirecting their data from the edge to the distributor in the cloud. So you got your store and forward capabilities right back into the same infrastructure they already had on site, keeping costs down in their primary gateway solution. So the opportunities have been really good on expanding technologies that people haven't seen before, and they're really embracing the web-based technologies of Perspective and MQTT.
Oh, I think that's a very good example of turning challenge to opportunity. I really appreciate your comments on that. Let's get your thoughts in the same area, Titus.
Yeah, I think the biggest opportunity for both us and our clients has been that all of these events have been a catalyst for embracing technology that was already there, but we were either struggling to come up with financial or like ROI reasons to implement it, or cultural change internally to have our people embrace it. But on both sides, both us and our clients. A couple of examples in our own company, we had Microsoft Teams in place for quite a while, and it just could not get off the ground. And all of a sudden, overnight, it was a necessity. And we've gotten people to embrace the use of video call. I personally would not have had my camera turned on something like this 12, 18 weeks ago. So it's been a change for me too. We've taken some of our processes paperless because we had to. You can't just physically walk a stack of papers over to somebody anymore. And I think our clients are seeing the same sort of thing. So like Fransisco mentioned at the beginning, people need to have information. The show is still going on. We're still producing products in these plants, but you're not physically there. So if you're a high-tech workforce that's responsible for the maintenance and seamless production of these sites, you have to have information to be able to help people that are on site. So these remote solutions like Mo's talking about, dashboarding systems, enterprise level SCADA systems are all being embraced, I think, by clients out of necessity.
Thanks, Titus. So I'm going to one more, give you, Fransisco, a chance to just comment a little bit on the opportunity side, then we'll move on to our next question. But your comments, Fransisco.
Thank you, Don. Yes, as I said before, the need for information is everywhere nowadays. So, and basically, we used to work hard on getting the customers to tell us the long time known pain points so we can solve them. Nowadays, what we have to do is basically keep up with new requirements every day, because everything is changing every day. So it's not like a long time pain point that we are addressing. It's probably something that happened a couple hours ago that needed to be solved as soon as possible. So that need for information has increased, and if you're stuck with a control platform that doesn't allow to do that, it obviously turns everything harder. So I think that the best way to deliver these things is just embrace whatever you have right now as a customer with ignition and deliver it upwards. It's going to be the fastest, the easiest, and also the cheapest.
Thanks, Francisco. You know, I may be a little bit biased, but I tend to think that a lot of our integrators in our community are pretty good at leadership and are taking leadership roles in the industry overall and the particular industries in which you focus. So just a couple of leadership things. If you think about how you can provide leadership during this time, right? Let me turn to you for a second and just get your thoughts on the leadership role that you play as an integrator out into the environment to your customer set and beyond.
You know, thank you, Don. One of the phrases I have kept reminding myself, sort of a mantra, because it is, I look at this as a leader, you can either be 2 weeks behind or 1 day ahead of the crisis, because it keeps changing. You know, Titus had a great statement. We're going to be out for 2 weeks, and here we are 19 weeks later. South Carolina had sort of a soft close and a softer reopening, and now cases are very high here. There's a real tendency to want to lead in the easier days of a month ago or 2 months ago, and we have to always remind ourselves to ignore what it was. That's then, this is now, and this is the situation. And it sounds simple, but it's a very human trait to want to go for an easier time. Other things, you know, I think there's you know, you talk about opportunities. This is also an opportunity for change. It's an opportunity for change within our teams where people will push a little harder because they know it's a challenging time. Our customers are willing to say, you know, we've been doing things a certain way for a long time, and we've always said that's our standard, but maybe we should aim higher. So our customers are starting to ask questions about how we could do more with data, with information, how we could be stronger. But then ourselves, I mean, I've pushed myself. I find complacency in myself. So I look at things like areas I want to learn more about. I've pursued AWS certification with one of the goals is I realize I have kind of a monolithic understanding of our customers' IT worlds. And that's a deeply complex and nuanced world that I didn't understand so well. So this has helped me, and I've pushed myself to get up at 4 a.m. and study things that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So that's hugely important. And I think just this whole process of reinvention is the great opportunity and the great challenge out of all of this.
Sure. Thanks, Wright. I totally appreciate that. Rob, you want to make some comments and add to the leadership topic here during this time?
Yes, yeah, we've seen a lot of changes. Obviously, we all thought, like Wright, well, this will be Titus will be for a couple of weeks, and then it will be over. And so we are in the new normal. We've seen a lot of things changing, especially on the customer side. So really thinking in terms like, well, digital transformation. Well, as just said, having teams available and everybody using it is a step in the digital transformation, for instance, which can help you forward. But also leadership is, if this is over or under more control than it is now, are we going back to the old situation, like for sales, for instance, going to our customers, getting to our cars, jump in the plane, or do we do our first meetings online? A couple of months ago, your customer wouldn't want to see you on an online meeting with the camera on, like Titus said, because he wasn't thinking about it, and they would have perceived the cat jumping on the desk or the dog barking at Fransisco's to be unprofessional. But they have these issues now themselves, the kids walking in and so on. So it's getting more professional because it's more open. Everybody is in the same situation. They see a path forward. They need help with that. We've seen companies without any infrastructure to work from home, which is a big problem for them to continue their production. So there's a lot to learn from it. I think when this is over or under control, it will be a new mix, a new normal again, where we have online meetings, at-site meetings, and a lot of more data and information available than we did before because
Sure.
these platforms like Ignition are there.